Welcome to Empowered to Grow, the podcast. I am your host, Hanan Basha, the business doctor. Following our conversations with empowered women who woke up one day and consciously claimed, I am more than enough, I am worthy, I am empowered to grow. And along their empowering journey towards realizing their own potential and their quest for growth, they became a beacon of hope and guidance for others. May you also find your inner power to grow. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Empowered to Grow. I'm excited to be recording interviews again because this is where the thriving and the prosperity and the learning and how we capitalize on each other's energies. Today, I'm happy to have Tanya Kabuya with me, all the way from South Africa. So yay, celebrating African women today. And Tanya is a business and marketing coach, and she specializes with that. She supports people who want to start their business from that perspective and having an angle and having the strategy that takes them forth. Tanya, it's so good to have you today.
It's so great to be here. I'm so happy and honored to be here today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so I always ask this question to start with. Empowered to grow. What does this phrase mean to you? How did it resonate with you?
Thank you so much for this question. Empowered to grow for me is choosing to move forward, even in fear, to actually step into your purpose and walk the path that is meant for you, even when you feel that you don't have direction, you are scared, you don't know how it's going to go, but you choose, you make that choice to move because you feel the calling is way more important than you trying to figure out everything, and you want to step into your purpose and serve as you are meant to be.
I love that. And that is exactly it. That's the way I thought when I thought empowerment is, it's not just about taking in a lot of woo talk and yay and stuff and motivation, but it's about how do I move forth with it? And in spite and despite of everything else that is happening in my life.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're empowered to grow in your own way and you're empowering others to grow. Can you tell us a bit more about your story and your background?
Thank you so much for this question. So I'm going to have to go back a few years.
Please do.
When I was 19, I found out I was pregnant. And for me at the time, it felt like my life was over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 19. It's my first year at university. I'm pregnant. My life literally felt like it was over. And I felt I couldn't accomplish anything anymore. And thank God that I had a mom that was, my backbone. She still is my backbone. And she told me that this is not the end of your story. This does not signify the end. And after I had my son, went back to school, finished school, tried to find a job, no job. I think this is often what a lot of new graduates struggle with. And one day at church, this lady was talking about somebody that had just relocated in the country and they needed directions. And I remembered during my university degree, I had to analyze certain acts. I remember I analyzed the Immigration Act and I analyzed a couple of acts. And I was like, I could help you, man. It's like, she was like, okay, I'll give you the number, set up an appointment. And I did that and I set up an appointment and I charged $1,000, which is around $100 that time for my knowledge for that hour. And the person paid. And I was like, oh my word, this is my life.
Pay for knowledge.
People can pay me for my knowledge. So I don't necessarily have to find a job. I can just start selling my knowledge. And that's how I evolved into the consulting space, eventually freelancing as a marketing strategist, copywriter, and everything else. And at a certain point, I had another light bulb moment where I used to design courses for other people. And A client at the time told me, do you know you could make a lot more just selling your knowledge as yourself? And I was like, no, man, you see, I'm African, I have a list, I can't do this. And he's like, can I ask you a question? Um, the majority of your clients white label your courses. Whose knowledge are they selling? And that was like, boom, another light bulb moment that I could actually teach what I knew as myself because I had the knowledge and I was the expert that I thought I wasn't. And that's how I've gone about now empowering others to do the same, to use the knowledge for money, to create other streams of income with the knowledge. You don't necessarily, multiple streams of income does not necessarily mean having multiple jobs. You just have to work smarter. And that has been my mission.
I love that. Oh my God. And you touch on so many things, which I'm sure we're going to be discussing in our uncharted discussion, because I'm like, yes, I totally relate. And as you said, I think one of them was that first 10-second window where you said, I can help. I can do this, and that is a whole trajectory for your own growth as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that was. I think I was 21 or something. Yeah, I'm like, I can help.
Yeah. So, well, going back to that age, what advice would you impart on your 19-year-old self now?
Be wiser. Be wiser, but definitely don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Change is uncomfortable.
Yes.
Change is uncomfortable. But looking back now, I think I wouldn't be where I am today had I not been pregnant and I'd not been a young mother and had I not wanted to accomplish a lot more for my son. So be wiser. It's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are just that learning curves, and failures are also just another chapter where you're learning, where you are learning to grow about your own growth, your own capabilities. So don't be scared. It's okay to fail. It's okay for things not to go the way you want them to go. Your life is not always going to be the way you want it to be. But behind those challenges lies a beautiful story, lies beautiful testimonies. Once you get over the valley, it's beautiful at the top. You just have to get there. So it's okay to go through the process and actually start enjoying the process of growth because it's uncomfortable, but it's beautiful at the end of it.
That's wisely said. So, okay, from the other end of the spectrum, from a time capsule perspective, and your 80-year-old self wants to thank you for something, what would it be?
It'll be thank you because you took the steps, even when you were scared. Thank you because you jumped on board things that you couldn't even figure it out at the time. And you decided that I'm going to do it. Even I remember when I first moved to Johannesburg, I had around $1,000, 1,000 rand in my pocket, took a flight, got to my cousin, had 400 rand left, which is around $29. And I just moved to a new city with just $29 at the end of the journey. And it was a journey of faith, hope, and belief that you're going to make it. So she probably will say, thank you. Thank you for the steps that you take. Thank you for your courage and not being afraid to charter the path even when you couldn't see where you were going. That's probably what she would say.
I love that. Okay, my last question. You're on a stage and you're talking to tens of thousands of women, and the topic is about being empowered to grow. What would be that last message you leave them with?
First message. Believe in yourself. I know it sounds so cliche and you hear that all the time, but believe in yourself. Believe in your power because you are powerful, you are strong, you're beautiful inside out, and you have a purpose in this world that is beyond just the anatomy of things, the biology of your core as a mother and everything else. you have a purpose. And that purpose, nobody else will fulfill that purpose on this earth but you. So you have a duty to step into your purpose and to go all the way in, because other people's lives depend on you stepping into that purpose to show them the way. So believe in yourself and go for it 100%.
Yeah. We got to preach that more. I have to remind myself every day, part of my why is to serve. And if I don't show up, who's going to serve? And I know that there are people depending on me showing up.
Absolutely. There are a number of people. And I remember recently one of my mentees told me that, Tanya, what you have done in my life, you cannot understand it. And that was because I chose to step up and speak. It had not done that, then will she be able to do it? Maybe not, maybe yes. But actually being able to help her charter her own path has been a beautiful journey. So that would not have happened if I had not chosen to step into my purpose, even when I was scared and I was like, what the hell are you doing, girl?
Sure. But that's it. Well, Tanya, thank you so much. This has been uplifting in so many ways. How can our viewers and listeners find you in virtual space?
Well, you can find me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. And as well, I have a website. My website is tanyakabuya.online. And on Instagram, I am Tanya_La_Patron. And you can find me there. I love getting to know other people. And I would love to hear from you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I love that. And as you said, it's a matter that not only to show up, but we have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe that we have that purpose within us, that mission that we were born embedded within us. And it's our duty and our responsibility to keep going forth, because others depend on us for inspiration, for motivation, for livability, whatever it is. It's first we do it for us, and then I call it the ripple impact effect, just goes across to everyone else that crosses paths with us.
Definitely. That's definitely.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us in our comeback for the season. And I wish you love, abundance, and prosperity always. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Grow podcast. For further engagement with a tribe of empowered women, join my Facebook group, Empowered to Grow, or visit my website, www.hananulbasha.com. I'll catch you on the next episode. And until then, know that empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all.